Raider Red was created because the Southwest Conference was going to ban all live mascots from traveling to out-of-town games. As a saddle tramp, we got wind that it was because really the Masked Rider tore up grass fields at out-of-town games, which really meant we would not have a mascot at out-of-town games. So the idea came to create a stand-in mascot, what I call a shadow mascot, a caricature mascot, after Dirk West's Old Red.
So I was actually a cheerleader first, and I was a cheerleader, a freshman cheerleader, 79-80, and then I tried out for varsity and made varsity cheerleader 80-81. And because I pledged in the spring of 80 as a cheerleader, I wanted to see what it liked to be just a saddle tramp and not a cheerleader for a year. The spring of that semester, I wanted to try Raider Red. At that point, we interviewed, and you had to be the most creative person in your interview. And I just really, because I think the cheer world got that creativity side of me, and I'd seen other mascots, I had a lot of ideas. So we interviewed, and I got the position, and took it to a whole nother level.
Well, I rushed saddle tramps my freshman semester in fall 2012, and through saddle tramps we had tryouts for Raider Red in the spring semester. So once I heard about tryouts, I decided to try out, and I got it. I wasn't expecting to, but it was a blast.
My name is Jim Gaspard. I was Raider Red 1971 when he was created.
My name is Carson Roy. I was Raider Red from spring 2013 to spring 2015.
My name is Billy Smith, and I'm originally from New Mexico, and I was Raider Red in 1981, the spring semester. I was a spring Raider Red.
My favorite Raider Red moment was the first time I ran out on the field to shoot the shotguns. That was the most nervous moment of my life because if I screwed up shooting those shotguns, I'd only be screwing up in front of about 60,000 people. So it was just a little bit of pressure, but it was really invigorating when you shoot the shotguns off and all the fans are screaming. That's the most exciting moment I've had as Raider Red.
The last basketball game, I had this famous skit that I did, and it was about King Red. And I built a chair on top of the push-up board that the tramps use during football. And I put a chair mounted on it, and I would make the pledges carry me around in togas. And there was guys in front of me with big palm leaves dressed in togas, and I was King Red, and I had a big king on my hat. And there was guys walking in front with dry ice, so it looked like it was just as Egyptian as it can be.
The first thing that Raider Red affected was my academics. My first semester I was Raider Red. That was my worst academic semester. It really helped me prioritize my studies and my responsibilities. So Raider Red's really affected my life by making me a more organized person and better at time management. So now I'm able to balance all my responsibilities with work and saddle tramps and Raider Red.
I believe I would have become more involved with the Masked Rider group simply because, you know, there's I sense there's a feeling that Raider Red is someone who's tried to step into the Masked Rider as our primary mascot, and that is not the case.
Got to develop a side of creativity inside of me, and it bloomed into something I didn't even know what to expect because my mind would just go crazy with skits and how to entertain the crowd.
When you're inside of a mascot form like Raider Red, you really don't have a personality. You don't have to be yourself. And that was one of the neat things about creating Raider Red, is that he could be funny, he could do crazy things, he could lead a crowd, and it really wasn't me. It was like it was a new personality that I had created.